Did you know that there are actually 2 calendar dates known to 2 particular African American communities as Freedom Day or Jubilee? New Year's Day, the Gullah Geechee people of Charleston, South Carolina, and throughout the Southeast region known as Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor, and June 19th, the African American community of Galveston, Texas. And while there are local traditions to observe these dates in Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor and throughout Black Texas, these 2 dates serve as bookends for the emancipation of all African American descendants of the enslaved, liberation from chattel slavery. And while Juneteenth is now a federal holiday observed nationally and even globally, it's good to remember the significance that these dates hold locally. Because in remembering the local jubilation in Charleston, South Carolina on January 1st, 1863, the night after Watch Night, when the community had stayed up to the late hours awaiting the reading of Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, and remembering the delivery of the news of freedom to the people of Galveston, Texas on June 19th, 1865, serves as a reminder that none of us are free until all of us are free. We out here.
Eminem has secretly been ghostwriting raps for artists, and the list is insane. Eminem has written over 200 tracks, and they're not all his. Eminem wrote for his friend Dr. Dre, and even picked up a Grammy Award for his work on Dre's song, Forgot About Dre. But Eminem didn't stop writing hit rap songs and wrote the song Renegade for Jay-Z on his album The Blueprint. But Eminem was also a part of a hip-hop group called D12, and wrote for his bandmate named Bizarre. Eminem wrote Bizarre's lead single Rockstar, and even cameoed in the music video. But Eminem kept writing, and this next artist he wrote for is crazy. Eminem wrote for rapper Lloyd Banks, who was childhood friends with 50 Cent. Eminem wrote a huge hit after this, and you won't believe who it was for. He wrote 50 Cent's song My Life, which featured Eminem himself and Adam Levine. But this last rapper Eminem wrote for everyone forgot about, Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf is a Tennessee rapper and signed with Eminem's label. Eminem helped Yellow Wolf write his single American You, which was a fan favorite because
TikTok, we need your help. We need this video to reach as many people as possible because this is being covered up. On April 19th, this man right here, Don Meininger, was unalived in a horrific car accident caused by the Blooming Grove State Police. On April 20th, when the police showed up at his mother's doorstep to let her know about the accident, it was just told to her that it was an accident and that was it. There was no police involvement, nothing, just an accident. The actual story of what happened was Don pulled over in the parking lot to use his phone. The police saw him sitting there and pulled in to talk to him because he looked suspicious. They asked him for his ID, and he didn't want to give it to him because he wasn't doing anything. He pulled out of the parking lot after this exchange. The cop, driving erratically, sideswipes the fence, goes over top of the little wall at the end of the driveway, and chases after him for 10 miles.
We had a neighbor.
This dude made a video with 3 of his buddies.
TikTok, we need...
Dumb reasons TV shows were canceled.
Peace. Here we go again.
Many Hungarian Jews.
How many inches to...
All right, what we got here? Green.
I do not know how more
dry mouth spray from consumer.
A New York City police officer is suing
You said Juneteenth is not.
It's not only voted against.
We had a neighbor who would, because when you would go to somebody's house, you would knock on the door, their parents would come to the door and you would say, "Is Michael there?" You know, that's what I would do. And But we had a neighbor who would come to our door.
Peace. Here we go again. My mom is fluent in Spanish. She grew up with it. It's her first language. But in high school, when I took a Spanish class, she could not help me with my homework. But my white, Midwest, American Spanish teacher did. Where my mom had experience, the teacher had expertise. My argument is simply that expertise is the defining factor. When a gringo friend of mine started working with a crew of Mexican migrants spoke little to no English, and my friend spoke no Spanish at all. Yet within a few months' time of working with one another, the Mexican migrants were speaking functional English, and my gringo friend was nearly fluent in conversational Spanish. And the Spanglish was strong on both sides, all from contact and constant communication, but more importantly, connection. So if you grew up in a house with a Spanish-speaking Mexican mom, and you couldn't learn any Spanish from her, bruh, that's on you. The expert and the experience work in tandem.
The expert and the experience work in tandem.
Expertise is important when it comes to knowing language mechanics, but knowing all of those things doesn't mean that you know the language more than a native speaker who lives the language, just like people have been creating and speaking and passing down languages.
This dude made a video with 3 of his buddies in the toy section of Target trying to convince you that they're the ones protecting kids.
Forgiato Blow is a Nepo baby. He's the heir to the auto trader fortune. He's from St. Pete. He went to Admiral Farragut. He has to pay people to hang out with him. He once started a very public fight with the mayor of St. Pete, or St. Pete Beach, can't remember which. He wanted to have some trash music festival, and he got into a fight with the mayor over permitting. He pretends to be dumb, but he had a first-class private education. He's a sad, pathetic, shameless clout chaser.
This May 18th edition of Horror Week came to you from Orlando, Florida, Universal Studios. Personally, when they're on the road touring with AEW, like the pops there better. This, of course, more intimate feel, but nonetheless, lots of good action, tons of good tag team action, of course. With the highlights of the singles match that was Zack Sabre Jr. taking on AR Fox. Good match, great follow-up, promises us not only tag team action between Zack Sabre Jr. and Samoa Joe, but a matchup between those two television champions, which I would very much like to see. The highlights included, always good to see Willow Nightingale, Mercedes Martinez, love seeing her, and the main event, closing off a long-term angle, the Kingdom taking on Darius Martin, Action Andretti, in a fight without honor. Very good matchup, very well wrestled. Good angle, enjoying it.
Many Hungarian Jews joined the Union Army during the American Civil War. Almost all of these Hungarian Jews were in fact veterans of the Hungarian Revolution against the Austrian Habsburgs in 1848. In fact, it's believed that newly immigrated Hungarians joined the Union military at a greater percentage than any other immigrant group. The ethnic politics of the Hungarian Revolution of 1848 are complex, and not all of Hungary's minorities joined the Hungarian side, but Hungary's Jewish population was pretty supportive, as it was rapidly and enthusiastically assimilating into Hungarian culture. The revolution promised hope for Jewish emancipation, full citizenship, and the advocacy of mixed marriages between Jews and Christians. But after the revolution's failure, the Austrians collectively punished the entirety of Hungary's Jewish population, raising impossible fines on Hungarian Jews unless they could provide witnesses for their support of the Habsburgs, which few could. To escape this intensified persecution, many Jewish veterans of the revolution and their families immigrated to the United States. Inspired by the Hungarian
How many inches, TikTok?
All right, what we got here? Green flags. Lay it on me. Good with kids. I love kids. Yeah. I think I'm pretty good at kids. Stands up for others. I think so. Is Barbie